She slid my chair back from the desk and said, "This office isn't yours anymore." Not yelled, not whispered. Said calmly, like she was reading a weather report. "My name is Daniel Mercer." I was 36 at the time. I worked as an operations director in downtown Denver. And the woman who pushed my chair back with her manicured hand was my mother. We had worked together for 9 years. I used to arrive before sunrise. Unlock the office. Make coffee the way she liked it. 2 sugars. No cream. I handled vendors, payroll, contracts. She handled the vision. That's what she always told people. We made a good team, on paper. At home, our conversations had turned short. Transactional. Emails instead of dinners. We lived 10 minutes apart but sometimes went weeks without speaking unless it was about work. The closeness had been replaced by routine. Routine had replaced warmth. That morning, she didn't ask me to sit down. She stood behind my chair while my younger cousin, Mark, leaned against the wall pretending not to listen. "You've been slowing things down," she said. "You question decisions. You don't trust the new direction." I turned around. "What direction?" She smiled, the same smile she used on clients. "The one that doesn't involve you anymore." That was it. No warning. No conversation. No performance review. She had already changed the locks on the server room. My email access was gone. HR was waiting with paperwork. My own signature was already printed on the termination form. Mark wouldn't look at me. I stood up slowly, straightened my jacket, and said the only thing that felt safe. "Okay." That surprised her. I packed my bag while she explained, too fast, how this was for the company and not personal. I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. I walked out of the building I helped grow from a rented suite into a full floor. That night, I sat alone in my apartment. The silence felt physical, like pressure on my chest. I didn't sleep. The next morning, my phone rang at 6:12 a.m. It was my mother. I let it ring. Then Mark. Then the CFO. Then a number I didn't recognize. By 8 o'clock, my inbox was full. By 9:30, they were at my door. My mother looked smaller in the hallway. No makeup. No confident smile. Mark was pale. Sweating. "We need to talk," she said. I stepped aside. Inside my apartment, she sat on the couch she used to comment on, "Too modern, too cold." Now she clutched her purse like a shield. "They froze the accounts," she said. "The vendors won't release shipments. The city inspection flagged compliance issues." I nodded. Slowly. "You're the only one who knows how the systems actually work," Mark added. "You always handled that stuff." That stuff. The same stuff she said I was slowing down. My mother leaned forward. "We made a mistake." There it was. Not an apology. A calculation. She continued. "Come back. We'll make it right. You can have your office again." I looked at her hands. Trembling. "I don't want my office," I said. She blinked. "Daniel." "You didn't fire me," I said quietly. "You erased me." Silence. Mark stood up. "Let's not make this emotional." I laughed. Once. Short. Sharp. "You're right," I said. "Let's make it practical." I told them I would consult. Temporary. Contract only. Clear boundaries. No authority over me. No family language. Everything in writing. My mother stiffened. "You're being difficult." I met her eyes. "You taught me to protect the business." She didn't like hearing her own words. They agreed. They had no choice. For 3 months, I fixed what I had built before. I showed up, did the work, left. No small talk. No shared lunches. No pretending. People noticed. So did she. One afternoon, as I packed my laptop, she stopped me at the door. "I never thought you'd walk away so easily," she said. I turned. I didn't walk away. I was pushed. She swallowed. "I did what I thought was best." "For you," I said. She didn't argue. When the contract ended, I didn't renew. The company stabilized. Without me, it struggled again, but that wasn't my responsibility anymore. I started somewhere else. Smaller firm. No family ties. Clear roles. Honest feedback. The work felt lighter. So did my chest. My mother still calls. Sometimes about work. Sometimes about holidays. The distance remains. And that's okay. Because here's what I learned. Betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes it comes wrapped in familiarity, in shared history, in blood. And dignity isn't about revenge. It's about knowing when someone shows you exactly how much space you occupy in their life, and choosing not to fight for a seat they were willing to take away. If someone can push you out without a conversation, don't rush back when they panic. Your value isn't proven when they need you. It's proven when you finally choose yourself. When I didn't renew the contract, people assumed that was the end of it. It wasn't. Walking away didn't suddenly make everything peaceful. It just changed the battlefield. The noise moved inward. For weeks after I left, I kept waking up at the same time, 6 a.m., the hour I used to unlock the office. My body hadn't caught up with my decision. I'd sit on the edge of the bed, staring at nothing, replaying moments I didn't question back then. Comments I brushed off. Meetings where my ideas were repeated by someone else and suddenly praised. I realized how long I'd been shrinking. At my new job, no one cared who my mother was. No one softened their tone or sharpened it because of my last name. When I spoke, people listened, or didn't. Clean. Honest. That scared me at first. Because without the family dynamic, there was nowhere to hide. About 2 months in, my mother showed up unannounced. I was staying late, reviewing logistics reports, when the receptionist messaged me. "Your mom is here." She stood in the lobby, dressed like she was going to court. Perfect posture. Controlled expression. "I won't take much of your time," she said. I didn't invite her to sit. She looked around. "This place is modest." "It works," I said. She folded her hands. "I've been thinking a lot." I waited. I shouldn't have done what I did the way I did it. There it was again. The way I did it. Not why. Not what it cost. "I trusted Mark too much," she continued. "He pushed for changes. I listened. I felt something cold settle in my stomach. So this is about him?" She hesitated. "He's made some questionable decisions." Of course he had. He'd always needed someone else's structure to survive. "Mine." "You want me back," I said. She shook her head quickly. "No. I mean, yes, but not like before. I want your advice." Informally. I leaned against the desk. "Why?" She exhaled. "Because I don't trust anyone else the way I trusted you." That almost worked. Almost. But then I remembered the chair sliding back. The locks changed overnight. The silence afterward. "I trusted you too," I said. Her eyes flickered. "Daniel. And you showed me what that was worth." She straightened. Defensive now. "I built that company." "With my spine," I said calmly. That landed. She stared at me, searching for the son who used to soften when her voice cracked. He wasn't there. "I can't help you," I said. "Not anymore." She left without arguing. 3 weeks later, the news broke quietly. Not headlines. Industry chatter. A lawsuit. A regulatory investigation. A partner pulling out. Mark was gone. My mother didn't call. Instead, I heard it from a former colleague over coffee. "She's struggling," he said. "She keeps asking about you." I nodded. Said nothing. That night, I sat on my balcony watching traffic crawl through the city. For the first time, I didn't feel responsible for the outcome. That's when the grief finally arrived. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just heavy. I grieved the version of her I thought existed. The mother who would choose protection over ambition. The leader who would value loyalty. I grieved myself too. The years I mistook proximity for love. A month later, I ran into her at a grocery store. She looked older. Truly older. Like someone who'd lost their audience. We stood in the produce aisle, surrounded by strangers choosing apples. "How are you?" she asked. "Good," I said. And meant it. She nodded. "I'm adjusting." Silence stretched. "I didn't realize how much I leaned on you," she said quietly. "Until you were gone." I studied her face. The lines. The pride. The regret trying to surface without fully committing. "I realized something too," I said. "I was earning love by being useful." She flinched. "I don't want to do that anymore." She swallowed. "I never meant to make you feel that way." "I know," I said. "But intent doesn't erase impact." We stood there a moment longer. Then she reached for her cart. "Take care, Daniel. You too." No hug. No reconciliation montage. Just two people walking in different directions. Months passed. I grew into my new role. I mentored younger staff. I went home at reasonable hours. I stopped measuring my worth by output alone. Sometimes, late at night, I'd still feel the urge to prove something. To show her what she lost. But that urge faded as my life filled with things that didn't require validation. One evening, I received an email from her. Subject line, "Thank you." Inside, no excuses. No requests. Just this. "I see now what I couldn't before. I hope you build something that never asks you to disappear inside it." I stared at the screen for a long time. Then I closed the laptop. Here's the truth most people don't talk about. When betrayal comes from family, the wound isn't the action itself. It's the realization that love had conditions you never agreed to. And healing doesn't always mean forgiveness. Sometimes it means distance without hatred. Boundaries without cruelty. Walking away didn't make me stronger overnight. But staying gone taught me something essential. If someone can remove you from your own life without hesitation, your return should never be automatic. Self-respect isn't loud. It doesn't demand applause. It just quietly refuses to sit in chairs that were never meant to be pulled out from under you again.